Hello everyone, I'm back with another video. In this video we are going to talk about I'm going to talk about supply side theory, definition and comparison to demand side. The supply side theory of supply side economics is a macroeconomics concept that contend that increase in supply of goods leads to economic growth. Supply side economics argues that the government should increase production through tax cut and reduce regulation. The fiscal policy, the supply side theory has been applied by several US president to stimulate the economy by targeting the factor that increase output and supply more goods and services. Critics argue that supply side economics fundamentally flawed and that relying on the fundamental only does not create a demand. Empirical evidence has been repeatedly shown that the following failing in the practice as a policy. However, the supply side theory remain a tool of policy making circle, particularly in the United States and Great Britain. Key takeaways: supply chain economists hold that you can increase supply of goods and economic growth of a country. In supply side policy, tax cut, low interest and deregulation help foster increased production. Supply side fiscal policy was formulated in the 1970s as alternative of Keynes' demand side theory. Understanding supply side aims to boost our economy by implementing policies that will lead to increased supply of goods and services and subsequent economic growth, such as reducing corporate income tax rate to provide companies with more cash and for reinvestment, decreasing capital borrowing, increase incentive businesses to plan new projects and invest in capital assets such as building and manufacturing, to losing business or government regulation to eliminate lengthy processing time and unnecessary reporting accounting for often sell justify and production. Comprehensively, all three variables have been found to provide increased incentives for expansion, higher level of production, increased production capacity. In some instances, supply side economies may be a part of a global plan to increase domestic supply and make more domestic product more favorable over foreign product. History of supply side theory. Laffer curve designed by the economist author Laffer in 1970, supported by Laffer curve side economy theory. The curve shows the direct relationship between tax receipt and federal spending and argue that loss in a tax revenue is matched in the thus the less money collected from the business and consumer provide to be better fiscal policy choices that lead to better economic picture. In 1980, President Ronald Reagan used supply side theory to combat stagflation that followed the recession in the early part of the decade. Reagan fiscal policy as a Reaganomics focused on tax cut, decreased social spending, and deregulation on domestic market. 3 point of average GDP under the Reagan administration supply side fiscal stimulus. The supply side fiscal policy of a tax cut to boost economic growth remained popular among US presidents in the subsequent decade. In 2001 to 2000, President George W. Bush are also initiated a wide range of tax cuts. This applied to ordinary income and well dividend capital gain. In 2070, President Donald Trump enacted a tax bill based on supply side economics, tax cut, job cut, tax cut, both economics and corporate to stimulate growth. The Trump administration also focused on supply side fiscal policy through trade relation that raised tariff on international producer to create opportunity of US businesses in protection. In 2022, Liz Truss took over a Conservative Party of Prime Minister UK and quickly implemented a broad set of supply side fiscal policy, including massive tax cut and spending. Our market quickly reacted unfavorably, leading to sudden sharp devaluing of what is found to historical low level. Along with mounting inflation, the British public equally voiced disdain of Tassonomics, including a negative reaction from within her party. She was forced to change course after less than 1 month in office. Supply side versus demand side. The supply side theory, demand side theory contrast two different approaches. The economic stimulation. The demand side theory, Keynes theory, was developed in 1930 by the John Maynard Keynes. The idea that economic growth is stimulated through demand. The theory seeks empower buyers by increasing government spending through public programs like higher unemployment benefits, subsidies, establish infrastructure project or create a job or promote consumer demand and boost the consumer spending. Increasing the money supply within an economy where central bank buy or self-control securities expand or money supply. More money in the circulation led to lower interest rate and incentive for consumer and business to buy goods or investment their businesses. Overall, multiple studies support both supply and demand side fiscal policy. However, studies have shown that due to multiple economic variable, environmental factor, it can be hard to pinpoint the effect of high level of confidence and determine the exact outcome of any theory of research policies. Criticism or supply theory. Critics often cite that supply side tax cut do not lead to do not lead to. My God, then let's see what does it in it. Some also argue that supply side economics as a merely trickle down economics benefit the rich and doing little for the poor middle class. In 2001 and 2003, Congress passed two generous tax cut rate for wealthy and slowest job growth in the history of country followed. Evidence suggests that they did not improve economic growth or pay off themselves, but instead valued deficit and debt and contributed to raise economic inequality. Market commentators have also argued that supply side policies are responsible for growth and among corporate to engage in a stock buyback. Buyback occur when companies place their cash they gain from lower tax back in the pockets of their shareholders. In new plants, equipment, innovative ventures, or employees. In 2018, US corporations spent more than 1 trillion to repurchase their stock rather than invest in new plants or equipment or pay their workforce. What is supply side policy? Supply side policy refer to measures government take to increase availability of affordability good service along with generous tax reform, which refer to tax cut, change in tax laws, and may discourage productive behavior. What are the main criticism of supply side theory? The main criticism of supply side theory is that it does not take into account factor that inflation, interest rate, or unemployment level. Additionally, some critics argue that supply side policy do not always lead to increased demand for goods and services that cannot achieve truly sustainable long growth. How the supply side economics compare with Keynes economics? Some economists argue that supply side theory has a more common with Keynes economics and with classical economic theories focus on aggregate demand affect economic outcome. However, while in Keynes economics rely heavily on government intervention, supply side theory emphasizes market force instead. In addition, while classical economics focus primarily on what individual can produce, the supply side theory can take into account with businesses can produce. Ultimately, the supply side theory may be should have a greater emphasis on market dynamics. sorry, sorry for that. Keynes theory does. What are some implications of supply side policy? So, proponent the supply side argue that its principle could be used to policymaker to experience faster overall growth rate without expensive inflated pressure. Other side that it could be help reduce government debt level over time due to increased revenue generated from higher tax levied on a higher and capital gain made from asset appreciation. In some respect, the supply side theory has been successful in terms of increased production, but this does not always translate to a higher level of prosperity of all. It emphasizes on deregulation, may lead to finance instability and time to a crisis. It relies on tax cut and mechanism for stimulating growth and may create income inequality over time. The bottom line, the supply side theory is macroeconomic theory that stresses the importance of increased production, tax cut, deregulation, low capital borrowing to boost economic growth. Critics theory also does not import factor the high demands policies. Common economic definition, how it is work characteristics. Economic definition, where to estimate. Keynes economics theory definition, how it is to social economics economic indicator definition and how interpret. Top 10 economic indicator, GDP product formula and how it is it. Let's read about the what is GDP. Find out the GDP can we measure the health of a country economy. What is GDP? How can we define GDP? Is the total monetary or a market value of all finished goods and services produced within a country or in a specific time period. A broad measure of overall domestic production. Its function as a comprehensive scorecard of a given country economic health. Though GDP is typically calculated on an annual basis, it's sometimes calculated on quarterly as well. In the US, for example, the government releases annualized GDP estimate for each fiscal quarter. Also, at the calendar year, the individual data set included in this report are given a retail term so that the data is adjusted for price change and therefore net inflation. Gross domestic product is the monetary value of all finished goods and services made of a country of a specific period. GDP provide an economic estimate of how a country used to estimate the size of economy and growth rate. GDP can calculate three ways. Using expenditure, production, or income can be adjusted for inflation and population provided real GDP take into account and in fact the inflation while normal GDP does not. It has the limitation. GDP as a key tool to guide policymaker, investor, and business and strategy. Understanding gross domestic product. The calculation of gross GDP in encompasses all private and public, encompasses government outlays, investment addition to provide investor, paid in construction cost, and foreign balance of trade. Export are added to value of import are subtracted. Of all the components that make our country GDP, the foreign balance of a trade is especially important. The GDP of a country tend to increase when the total value of goods and services than domestic produces sell for value of foreign goods and services that domestic of consumer. When a situation occurs in a country has to be via trade surplus. If opposite situation occurs, that is if a country amount that domestic consumer spend on a foreign produce tract is greater than total sum of what domestic are able to sell for. It is called a trade deficit. In this situation, GDP of a country tend to be decreased. GDP can be computed in normal basis or real basis. At accounting of inflation, overall real GDP is what method of expressing long-term national economic performance such as constant overs. Let's say a country has a nominal GDP of 110 billion in 2012. By 2020, normal GDP is $150 billion. Has also rose by 100% over the same period. In this example, if we look slowly in normal GDP, the country economy appear to be performing well. However, the real GDP expressed in 2012 would only be $275 billion, revealing that overall decline in real economic performance actually occurred during this time. How much time has been covered? Oh, 12 minutes. 12 minutes always been already has been covered only till left. Let's do it. Type of domestic gross domestic product. GDP can be reported in several ways, each of which provide slightly different. Understand the calculation of GDP. Nominal GPD. It's an assessment of economic production in economy that include current price in calculation. In other words, it doesn't strip out inflation or pace of rising price, which can inflate the growth figure. All goods and services counted in nominal GDP are valued at price that they goods are actually sold, and that nominal GDP is evaluating either the local currency, US dollar currency market, exchange rate, or compare countries. Nominal GDP is used when comparing different quarters of output within the same year. When comparing with GDP of 2 or more years, the GDP is used. This is because, in fact, removal of inflation when we allow comparison of different year of focus solely on volume. Real GDP in inflation adjusted measure that number of goods and services produced by economy in a given year. With prices held constant from a year to year, separate out impact of inflation or deflation from end output over time. Real GDP is based on monetary value of goods and services. It is subject to inflation. So I think we have completed 15 minutes. Oh, not. I mean, so hurry to complete 15 minutes. Okay, GDP per capita is a measurement of per person in income. It indicates the amount of output or income per person in the economy, can indicate average productivity. GDP per capita can be stated nominal, real, inflation, standard. At basic interpretation, per capita GDP shows how much economic production a value can be attributed in each individual citizen. This also translates to measure overall national wealth, since GDP makes value per person also rarely serves as a prosperity measure. Per capita GDP is often analyzed alongside more traditional measure of GDP. Economists use metric for insight into their own country domestic product and productive all. GDP considers both country GDP and population. Therefore, it can be important for understanding how each factor contributes to overall result and affecting per capita GDP growth. If a country per capita GDP is growing with a step up, for example, it could be a result of technological progression, producing more, and some population levels. Some countries may have per capita income, but a small only, which actually means have well-turned self-sufficient economy based on our dividends, special resources. Okay, GDP growth rate. GDP compare year over year change in country economic output to measure how fast an economy is growing, usually expressed in a percentage rate. How this measure popular economic policymaker GDP growth है. It is contributing this formula. GDP is equal to CG plus I plus NX. Okay. That's it for the video. We'll meet you next time. Till then, bye. See you again. We have already gone in 15 minutes. That's why I'm saying.